Hello and welcome back to the Lost Tavern of Gaming. I am your host, Tay. I've decided to stop back in the Lumpy Pumpkin real quick because I need to be here anyways to talk to him. We're going to go ahead and continue those side quests that I was doing. Let's see. Oh, you still don't know? No, I don't have money. Here's this old man, let's see. This guy is like, oh, you want to hear about a monster? Yeah, well, I saw it. But I was able to escape by the seat of my pants. I was saved by my cat-like reflexes, I tell you. Any regular person wouldn't have lived long enough to scream. Anyway, I saw the thing, I tell you. There's a great big tree in the cemetery. I walked by that tree in the middle of the night, and I saw it hit the gravestone nearest the tree, and the gravestone lit up. It pushed the gravestone, and the door to the storage shed opened all by itself. The monster then went into the shed, and then it closed the door behind itself, which was unexpectedly polite for a demon. It was the most terrifying thing these old eyes have ever seen. If you're smart, you'll stay clear of the cemetery in the middle of the night. You think so?
A really roundabout way of telling you exactly how to get to it.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
So I need to do this at night. Have you seen night in this game? Have you seen the sunset in this game?
So what you gotta do then?
I gotta go sleep in a bed to make night.
Gotta go to bed time.
But here's the problem about nighttime. I can't fall off the island. I can't fly.
So what is the point of all that then?
You get to run around the island in the middle of the night. Yay!
That seems a little convoluted, but alright.
Yay! There's a handful of side quests all attached to this one thing. I'm just gonna... sleep until night. We're not gonna talk about the fact that this is definitely not my bed.
I love it.
Oh, okay, there is the sound of... Okay, we're good. We're leaving. I heard the water, and I could only see him tinkering with his little toy, and I became very concerned. Also, there are some critters running around at night, like geese. And slime! Slime time! You know, I got this shield, and you know what I get to do with it?
Bring it.
I have to replace it. Already.
Why?
Because I'm going to a flaming volcano with a wooden shield.
Sound about right?
Ah! There's a house down here, and no one's found it. Oh no! Are you ready to meet one of your kin? Well, too bad, because here we go.
I love him. So you break into his house.
Ah!
There it is.
Stop! Please, I beg of you, don't hurt me. Oh, goodness. I know how bad this must look to you right now, but I assure you I mean no harm. We're just playing the scream as loud as you can game. Isn't that a fun game, oh dear? Perhaps an explanation is in order. My name is Batrox, and I am a monster who resides here in the humble dwelling below Skyloft. But please allow me to correct one popular misconception. While I'm certainly a monster, I wouldn't dream of terrorizing the people in this town. You see, this adorable little girl is the only one who didn't let loose a blood-curdling scream at the sight of me. Since she's begun to visit me here, I felt positively jubilant. You see, my heart's only wished to become friends with the lovely people of Skyloft. But as you can surely imagine, it has proven quite difficult to break the ice when they are stuck with paralyzing fear at the mere sight of me. I assure you, nothing would fill my heart with joy more than to be friends with the fine people of this town. But as soon as I try to approach any of them and extend my claw in friendship, they run and scream as though they've seen a walking nightmare.
I mean, have you looked in a mirror?
You look kind of adorable.
Have you looked at your hands?
They look perfectly manicured.
Says the tiefling.
And I take great personal joy in my care.
You should feel inferior. His horns are bigger than yours.
I mean, it's not about the horn size.
Oh, right, silly me. I've gotten ahead of myself. You see, there is an old tale among my monsterkin that goes as follows. It seems that when humans make other humans happy, the humans produce a substance known as gratitude crystal. Gratitude crystals are quite amazing. Just looking at them and knowing there was such gratitude in the world could turn me from a monster into a human. Oh goodness, nothing would delight me more than to become a human. From the moment I laid my regrettably demonic eyes on you, I could tell you had a gentle and generous heart. Won't you please gather gratitude crystals and show them to me?
Sure.
Why would you want to change yourself?
Truly, you'll help me? I've heard that you can obtain pure gratitude crystals by helping people solve their troubles.
And so the quest line begins. All of the quests up here in Skyloft can generate gratitude crystals, and so none of them can be begun until I've spoken to him. The only quest line that is the exception would be the chandelier.
It still feels kind of bad that he has to change just to make everyone else happy. Come on.
He's not making everyone else happy, he's making himself happy.
Yeah, anyways.
It may be to make them comfortable around him, but it's for his own happiness. He is changing in the pursuit of his own happiness. Oh yeah? You think so too? My cat just randomly yelled out there. Alright, we're done talking. I know how this goes. I'm gonna put my sword away now. This... Kid, you just let this terrifying monster walk away with you? Like... He's not a bad man. He saved me one time when I almost fell over the edge and there was... And he lets me come here and scream as loud as I want. Anyway, he said it was dangerous to go out alone at night, so I'll just hang out here for a while. Tell my mom I'll come home in the morning.
Maybe you should tell your mother that you're, I don't know, staying a night at our friend's house.
Nah. Kukio's gonna grow up not to be a knight. She's gonna grow up, be a scholar, and try and befriend every single monster.
I mean... Yes.
She's gonna try and befriend Ganon.
Speaking of Ganon, did I ever send you Growing Up Garuda?
Nope.
Oh, you're a comic fan, you are gonna love that.
No, I won't.
One. So it's a retelling of the common, Hero Reborn story, right?
Nope. I won't.
I'm ready to talk about it then.
This bed is covered in filth. Do you see the condition of this house?
Mm-mm.
I mean... Cobwebs. The windows are covered.
Anyways, I recovered.
Well, we are in the middle of an episode, so...
I'm well aware. Only mild frustration, I promise.
He says with intense frustration.
Yep.
You should know that I've never read any of the Zelda comics.
It is not a official Zelda comic. It's a retelling done by somebody else.
So it's unofficial.
It's on Webtoons.
Well, you can text me the link and I'll just look at it.
Because it's a interesting retelling from a different perspective.
Think this is the right house? Yes, yes, yes. Your daughter came back safe and sound. Aren't you happy? Now pay me. This is not what I wanted. I want money. Money.
Here's a crystal. I heard crystals are all the rage.
I went out of my way to find your little child, and this is what you get me? Also, can you imagine...
Can you imagine your daughter staying over at a strange man's house that they don't even know?
Well, I was gonna say, can you imagine your kid sleeping in the same bed with you every night for the rest of their lives? I mean, look at this. There is no other bed in this house. There is not a space set up for her own little corner that she can sleep in.
In all honesty, with how small she is in a small rural village, that's not out of the norm.
You're right, it's not out of the norm.
And they become closer to adults, they probably have a house prepared for them, especially in a small community like this.
Nah. Also, how are there so few people living here?
This is a sky nation. Limited resources.
Well, it may be limited resources, but it's been... This chunk of rock has been up here, inhabited by people for thousands of years. So, why is the population still so little?
I mean, we could go into dark think territory and say they limit the population on purpose.
Possible. This is the quest line that I actually wanted. What's wrong? Tell him to calm down.
Number of kids are allowed to be born. Anyone that caught breaking the rules cast aside off the island.
It's not them that gets cast off the island. It would be the kid.
I mean, even more fucked up, it could be that adult that gets kicked off the island since
Could be.
they're close to their expiration, but whatever. This is also a Zelda game. It's a high fantasy. Who the hell cares?
I care.
And that's a given since we just started talking about it.
But? What about my butt? Do you not like my butt? Is it not sexy enough for you?
It is literally nothing but both.
Ah!
You have no meat on your body.
I do too.
You are a fucking walking matchstick.
Hey, hey, hey. There is some fat on my legs. Well, there's muscle
You
on
can
my
say
legs.
you're a hothead like one too.
Look, listen. There is some muscle on my legs.
What muscle?
How else would I be able to walk?
That's giving yourself a little bit more gratitude than needs.
I walk 15 miles in a single day. I walked 30 miles in a single night.
And when you're a walking twig, it doesn't take much muscle to move that.
Actually, that's where you were wrong.
Are you saying you actually bulked up in the last time I seen you?
Oh, no, not at all.
That's what I thought.
But it does take more muscle than you'd realize to... even for a toothpick to walk a distance that far. Endurance is a thing. So, her bird got an injury. She managed to land on this island, and now we're gonna go and get some bird medicine, I guess.
Medicine, if you will.
No. I get to make the puns. You get to groan at the puns.
It's a good give and take relationship. We know that.
No, no. I make puns. You groan. That's how this works.
I'm stretching. Give me a second.
And then you don't become the next sacrifice to summon the next tiefling.
Good luck.
With as many sacrifices as it took to summon you and chain you to that couch.
Which is real surprising. That's besides the point.
You found my sister. Here, take some drugs. Mushroom spores. These spores from a giant mushroom are said to work wonders on injured birds. Also, if you huff them and snort them and stuff, it'll give you the...
Did fill up an empty bottle, or is that actually a new bottle?
It's a new bottle.
That's nice of him.
That's why I did this, and he'll tell me I can keep the bottle.
You see, they treat bottles like they're some kind of rare item.
It's because you can put fairies in them.
Wonder that, I'm just talking, like in this world, they're like, here's a precious bottle. It's like, okay, don't you have like a shit ton of these in your kitchen?
Here, take it. My cat meowed from across the room. I called her over. She ran up and decided to cinnamon roll under my arm. Well, the other one, the other cat, is sitting over against my pillow, acting like she couldn't care less. But she's a cat. We all know the truth.
Take my gratitude, Crystal.
Thank you! Thank you! What?
Do you think Beetle's family line exists, or is he just immortal?
You know what? I would very much like to believe that he's immortal.
Because if he's not, he has some strong genes.
I mean, for real.
That's a luck.
Epigenetics got nothing on him. All his traits are dominant.
Personally served the heroes of time throughout the ages. It's a family lineage.
I would like to believe he's like some god, some immortal god. Because we've already established that there are multiple gods in Zelda, right? You've got the three goddesses.
Yeah.
And then you got Hylia, another goddess.
It's just the fact that the idea of the god of commerce, Beetle.
Yeah, the god of commerce, Beetle, who has an obsession with beetles.
Or he was a god descended upon Hyrule, right? And he was approached, he's like, oh, hey, what's your name? He's like, looked around, just saw Beetle. My name's Beetle.
And thus his name was chosen.
Then they walked away because his name's Beetle.
And thus the world shall turn to ash. O chosen one, into thine hands take the treasures three. What? I memorized that poem a long ass time ago.
Now, did Beetle originate from Wind Waker, or is he from somewhere else as well?
His first appearance should be Wind Waker. At least to my knowledge, it was Wind Waker was the very first one. I'm not touching the controllers. The controller is sitting on the ground next to me. Alright. Well, that's where we're going to end this episode.
My next episode, I'll have the answer for you.
No, he won't. He'll forget. Until next we meet.